what do you mean? Oh, oh, when you nod your head yes, but you wanna say no, what do you mean? Hey, yeah, when you don't want me to move, but you tell me to go, what do you mean? Oh, what do you mean? Said you're running out of time, what do you mean? Oh, 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 what do you mean? Better make up your mind, what do you mean?
Hey guys, so I was in Australia for the past 5 months. I was there to take some film courses and biology courses at Sydney. I got to know the place really well, and I took footage, so I've stitched that together and I thought I would show you. This video is organized by neighborhood, so I will show you what each neighborhood has to offer, and after all that I will give you guys some tips on traveling within Sydney, and which was so hard to narrow down. For now, let's just get into the video.
Trying hard not to fall. On the way home, you were trying to wear me down.
So the first neighborhood that I'm going to talk about is Inner West, and this is where I went to school. It consists of suburbs like Camperdown, Darlinghurst, Newtown, and Glebe. This is Glebe, the Glebe markets. Oh, cute doggy. And Glebe is a neighborhood that has all these like cute little cafes, and the markets are really nice that they have every Saturday.
Never knew loving could hurt this good, oh, and it drives me wild.
So that was the outside of Carriage Works, and this is right by Central Park. They had a arts festival at night there, and now we're going into city center. Oh, these hot dogs were at a Top Shop party. They were so good. They had cheese, mustard, and ketchup on there. I can still taste them right now. So this is the Queen Victoria building. It's this beautiful building that is a mall right now. It replaced the old markets of Sydney. This is Darling Harbour, which is where I went to a lot of cultural celebrations. And now we're at the aquarium.
No, 'cause there's still too long to the weekend, too long till I come in your hands, too long since I've been a fool.
So this is Sea Life Sydney Aquarium, and they have these long tunnel tanks that house all types of fish and sharks. I look like freaked out, but I'm not. And they have dugongs, and it was really cool. The dugong was eating one part of the tray and then flipped it over to eat the other half of the tray.
You're driving me
So those are a few clips of the area called The Rocks, and now we're at Circular Quay, which is right next to The Rocks, and this is where the famous Sydney Opera House and Harbour Bridge are.
Shake, bend and break, but I can't turn away, and it's driving me wild. You're driving me wild.
So now we're at Taronga Zoo, which is across the bay from Circular Quay. It's about a 15-minute boat ride, and it's really pretty. This zoo has very gorgeous views of the harbor and a lot of chickens in the petting zoo.
Never knew loving could hurt this good, oh, and it drives me wild. 'Cause when you look like that, I never ever wanted to be so bad, oh, and it drives me wild.
This is Surrey Hills. This is a market in Surrey Hills, which is a neighborhood of Sydney, next to, well, actually the Australian Museum, which was what the exhibit, the indoor shot was is in Surrey Hills, and that's like right next to City Centre. So when I went to Surrey Hills, it was the day of the Surrey Hills Festival, and there were basically pockets of like market-like areas in different parts of the neighborhood, and so we could go from like pocket to pocket and past all of these cool cafes. I think this is on Crown Street.
오늘도 친구들이 왔어. Man, how you been? What's up?
Yeah, Crown Street is a very cool, well, Surrey Hills is a very cool and chill place to walk around in. It's very calm, everyone's having like brunch.
If you know what I'm saying, 이 손목을 보는 시간은 금이야, 뭘 금이야, you're there.
This is Potts Point. I heard it's best to go during the daytime, and this is Harry's Cafe de Wheels, which I also hear is really, really good.
다시 돌아오지 않을 오늘을 위해 저 하늘을 향해 건배해. We like to party, yeah, 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 yeah. We like to party. 머리 위에 해 뜰 때까지. We like to party, yeah, 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 yeah. We like to party. 서쪽에서 해 뜰 때까지.
So this is IMATS, and it took place in Paddington, which is where that museum, hello R2, that with a lot of clips was in that neighborhood. And this is still IMATS. There was a lot of makeup and just like a lot going on. Look, like stalls after stalls of like palettes and eyeshadow. Whew.
Hey man, you better slow it down.
So those last few clips were of Manly, and now we're at Bondi. Bondi is beautiful. The walk from Bondi to Coogee, at least. We wouldn't spend so much time on the beach, and this next shot is gonna be great. Hold on. Okay, so I know some of you guys are gonna be like, why was that shot? Did you think that shot was so cool? It's just water foaming over a rock. But you know what? I think water is cool. Actually, that's a lot of the reason why I went to Sydney. It was to study marine biology, like this sea slug, which was actually pretty big. You'll see this in a second. Yeah, see how big that sea slug was? That's my hand. It was like the size of my fist. And now we're on the harbor. Specifically on the harbor for a whale watch, but not gonna lie, we saw more seabirds than whales, but it's okay. We saw a few whales, and normally on a whale watch, you only need a few whales to have a good time. Yeah, we went from the Sydney Harbor to around where Manly was, and to a bit out into open sea, and then came back, and that concluded my trip for the 5 months. So I mainly took public transportation in Sydney to get around. If it required an Opal card, I was on it. The Opal card is a card that covers like all of the public transportation in New South Wales. At least in Sydney, it covers the light rail, the train, the buses, and the ferries. It's important to have it out in the bus because you need to tap off the bus when you get off with it. You don't want to be like scrambling around to find it when your stop comes. There's also a hop-on and hop-off tourist bus that has a 24-hour ticket and a 48-hour ticket. And there's also a ticket for buses called My Bus. So it really depends on how long you're staying there and how much you think you're going to take public transportation. Again, all the links regarding all of that will be down below. Also, some buses are prepay only. Finally, use Google Maps to plan out your route and how long it will take. Also, Sydney has a lot of touristy places. Some of them can be pretty packed and not that fun to be in when they're super packed. These places are like Bondi Beach, Circular Quay, and George Street. Yeah, I would say spend the least time at Bondi Beach. Go during a weekday, don't go on a weekend. Then the second least time at Circular Quay, and then finally spend the most time at George Street, because George Street is full of these historic sites and points. Finally, check out the events that go on in Sydney. There's always a ton of things that happen, like festivals and classes. My favorite sources to refer to for events were What's on Sydney and Time Out Sydney, both of which will be linked down below. They're very useful and they're very easy to navigate through. And yeah, through them I found out some of my favorite events that I went to in Sydney, like the Tea Festival and the Asian Noodle Night Market. But that is all I have for you guys. It was such an amazing 5 months. I learned a lot about traveling solo. I met a lot of great people, which I'm still friends with today, which is always really nice. People that you talk to after your trip are like the friends that you want to keep. Yeah, I will have a couple of things up next week, so stay tuned. I will see you guys later. Bye.
It's my mistake. Only fools